At long last, the Danganropa V3 demo has been released to the public. So, what exactly do fans have to look forward to with the newest installment from everyone's favorite high school of Death and Despair? First off, let me go down the list of characters that I enjoyed just based on their introductions in the demo. Angie is adorable and quirky, Himiko is basically me if I stopped giving a damn, Kibo seems like he's going to be really interesting, Shuichi is hands down my favorite character, if for no other reason than he's just really normal compared to everyone else, and Rentaro is the second coming of Nagitoko Maeda. I'm convinced of this until I see otherwise in the full game. Hashtag no spoilers in the comments! But, as with previous Dangan games, everyone can find at least one character they immediately gravitate towards. They're all diverse enough, and it seems like each Dangan trope has been touched on in this all-new class of characters. The basic gameplay is still very much the same. Carrying over from DR2, Kaede, the main character, will level up the more she progresses, either by walking, interacting with others, or investigating. This usually unlocks more skill points so she can unlock more abilities to use in the main trial, but it's not clear yet how those are going to work in the full game. Normal exploration and investigations are still the same, using the reticule to explore rooms and crime scenes as well as interrogate the other characters. It's nice to see that the basics are still intact. But let's talk about the meat of the game, the class trial. There's still the non-stop debate where the player has to discern where the contradiction is in the testimony. They also introduced two new elements of debate. One is mass panic debate, where three people start to argue at the same time and the player chooses between them who has the contradiction. My favorite addition to the non-stop debate, though, is the lie mechanic. Basically what happens is you can use the truth bullets to have Kaede lie about a suspect or a piece of evidence instead of using it to find a contradiction. It's an awesome way to build on the already established debate system, and I'm curious to see how else it's going to be used in the main game. Throughout the trial, different minigames show up to find new pieces of evidence or make links between different points in the case. The demo shows off two new minigames, the first one being Mind Mine, where the player has to destroy colored blocks to uncover different pieces of evidence. It's a fun game and is a little tricky the first time you play. Basically, you can remove as few as 2 blocks of the same color, and when those blocks are taken, the blocks around them change colors. This means you have to think a few moves ahead or you're going to end up with 1 or 2 blocks over your piece of evidence, and then you'll have to mash at them to break it, and that incurs a time penalty. And then there's Psych Taxi. It's like Danganronpa 2's Logic Dive, but injected with adrenaline and ecstasy all at the same time. You get in a car and you have to gather letter blocks to form the question that needs to be answered. It's certainly easier than Logic Dive, but it feels odd, even for Danganronpa. I can't decide if I like this game or not, but it certainly stood out the most to me. My only real gripe about the demo is I wish we could have done more of a full trial. It would be nice to show how the entire deduction works and how the characters get to the crazy conclusions that they do. But then again, I understand there needs to be some surprises for the main game, like the free time mechanic and any additional mini-games they'll put throughout. I'm someone who's kept up with news about the game, but I haven't really looked into the story or much about the characters. I want to see what the game can throw at me on release day. Super Danganronpa 2 is one of my favorite games of all time because of the incredible twists and turns the story took, and I'm excited to see what else this series has in store for us. The demo showed that there are still some familiar aspects we've come to love from the series, but still spices up the gameplay with some new investigation tools and minigames. I'm eager for the release of Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony when it comes to PlayStation 4, Steam, and PlayStation Vita on September 26th. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like, favorite, and comment on this video, as well as subscribe to Pop Spectrum.